Welcome to Journey's Academy. This is exactly what we're going to be making. You can style it both ways. We have pocket in it. So easy, very easy to make for beginners and intermediate and anyone who cares to learn. So let's get right into it. So here I folded fabric into two first. You can see I folded it into two first, and I'm going to fold into two again, making it into four. But in this case, I'm going to fold into a diagonal shape, not just straight. You can see the way I'm folding it. I slanted it. The hem part is slanted and the upper part, this is just the way it is, just the way we slant we fold a flay, but this is diagonal. Okay, so I'm going to now draw a straight line to keep a straight shoulder line, as you can see, following the part that is not folded. I'm going to make a straight line there for to serve as the shoulder line. Of course, the shoulder is going to be normal shoulder line, fitted shoulder line, and then the lower part is going to be a flay. Okay, so from the line that I've ruled, I'm going to mark out my shoulder line. That is my shoulder divided by 2. I'll mark shoulder divided by 2, and then I'll mark my neck width, which is 3 inches, is what I used here. And then the neck depth, I'm using 1 inch here because the front and back is folded together. So after cutting the 1 inch for the back, I'll remove it and cut for the front. Okay, so I'll connect. Now the shoulder drop down is 1 inch that I am using. So from the neck point, I'm going to slant to the shoulder drop down of 1 inch, just the way it is. Now from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark my bust length. Bust length here is 11 inches. Then I'll get my waistline. I'll get the length of the gown that I'm making. The hip is not necessary, even the waist is not that necessary. All we need is the length of the gown and the bust length, because the waistline is not going to be fitted. Okay, so I'm going to mark the length of the gown, which I've already done. Now the next thing is to get my bust circumference. Bust divide by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. Okay, like I said, the bust area is not going to be that big. I will mark it, right? And then from that bust line, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches to get my armhole line. So I want to rule the bust line first so that I'll be able to place 1.5 above to get my armhole depth, the arm side, right? So at this armhole depth, I'm going to mark the same thing I marked for the shoulder to get a straight line there. So once I get the straight line, I can now slant to meet the bust measurements. I hope this is understood exactly the way we do normal basic bodies. Okay, so there's no need taking the bust circumference. There's no need for the bust circumference. All we're going to do now is to slant and cut. Okay, following the length of our gown. So I'll place my tape on the shoulder line this way, and then I'll mark the length of the gown. I'm going to place this tape one position and then curve the hem line just the way we do when we are cutting a flay. And of course, on this channel we have detailed tutorial on how to cut 90-degree, 180-degree, 360-degree flay. Okay, very easy to understand. If you search for it, you're going to like it. I'll place the description in this video, the link in the description, or whichever way it is. So I'm just going to slant it this way. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing now is to cut out following our markings. We're just going to cut out, cut, 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 cut. So please kindly watch this video to the end, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and like it, share with your friends and neighbors. Okay, so I'll remove the back. Like I said before, I'll then work on the front neckline. Now the front, I've already cut away 1 inch. I'm going to put that 1 inch up and mark the remaining 2 inches like you just see. The depth of the neckline is 3 inches. Reason why I put up 1 inch, like minus 1 inch from the tape, and then marked the remaining 2 inches, which will make it 3 inches, and connect it to the neck point. I hope this is understood. I'm saying this because of my beautiful beginners who would like to wear this. Okay, you can actually make it for yourself. So I'll cut the neckline out. Now the neck depth has a slit in front, so from that point I'm going to mark 4 inches down. Just make it in such a way that your head can pass. It doesn't have to be too deep, something that can pass through the head. Okay, and of course while sewing it, we're going to add extra half an inch to it. So while sewing, joining the facing. Okay, so this is me cutting the facing. I folded a piece of fabric into two, and I'm going to use it to trace out only the neckline and part of the shoulder line. Okay, so I'll cut the neck, the 3 inches for the neckline first, cut through the shoulder. Okay, I don't mean cut away the shoulder, but trace the shoulder, right? Then I'll remove the main garment or the main fabric, and then I'll mark 3 inches from the neck point into the shoulder, and I'll cut it this way. Okay, the depth of the facing is something that is a bit below the opening. It has to be below the opening. So here I'm going to cut the sleeve. I believe we know how to cut a sleeve, so I'll just use my free hand and cut the sleeve. Very simple small sleeve. Okay, for how to cut a basic sleeve, we also have the video in this channel, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. So go over to the sewing machine now and join the facing to the neckline. So I'll put the facing right side of the main fabric to the wrong side of the facing, so that when I turn it, the facing goes inside at the back, while the right side shows out when you turn the fabric in, the garment in, inside out. Okay, so I did not slit the facing, but I will join it first. Okay, then after joining, I'm going to, once you get to the tip below, you make this pointy turn to connect to the other parts, right? So it doesn't look like a U shape kind of thing, right? I hope the way I place this video, it's making it not to be too visible, the camera, but then I hope you're going to understand. So I slit, now going to slit the facing open, right? Make sure you slit to the end point, but do not cut the thread out. Okay, don't cut the thread out. You can see what we have. I've not ironed it, and of course after top stitching, after sewing, you top stitch, right? So this is it after top stitching. Now for the for the main neckline of 3 inches, I'm just going to turn the facing and the fabric over this way and sew on it, and then bring it out again. So what I do on one part is what I'm going to do on the other parts, right? So basically is to turn the slit of the facing first before joining the neckline, using the facing to turn the main neckline. I hope you understand what I mean by main neckline and the slits of the facing. Okay, so once this is done, we'll put the back and front together at the shoulder line and join them. Of course, you're also going to turn the back neckline with the facing. So we put the two of them together and join. Right, so once we are done joining that, the shoulders together. The next thing we're going to be doing is to join the sides, the back and front sides together. The back does not have a slit, there is no zipper. Hope you know that. So we'll join the sleeve also, and then we'll move over to inserting the pockets. Okay, so this is the pocket. This is how the pocket is. Nothing fancy, just place my hand and cut it this way. Okay, so you can just place your hand and cut as well. So all I will do is that after joining the sides, I'll keep an opening where the pocket is going to be, opening of about 6.5 inch, and the face this pocket itself is about 7.5 inch. So I'll place half inch above where I stopped sewing, up and down. Okay, now I'm sewing from the wrong side. From the wrong side, this is how you place it, and I equally place the other parts the same way. All right, just follow the video on how I placed this. That is how you're going to place it from the wrong side of the garment that you've joined the sides. From the wrong side, this is how you place it. Open it and place it the way you see it in the video. Okay, so once that is done, we're now going to complete the sewing from where we stopped. This is how we're going to sew it while putting the two pockets together. That is the two pieces that make up one pocket together. And we're just going to continue our sewing from there round and return to where we stopped the sewing before. Okay, and this is it. So I'll just trim out the excess that I have there. I hope you are able to understand this part well. Okay, follow the illustration or the voice over and you're going to understand it. So it's just this simple, and this is my hand, right? And that is the opening. I hope we know how to make a pocket before now, but this is equally understandable because of how the camera is placed. Okay, so I hope you understand there's something from this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.